Hello, and welcome to my more love sweater video tutorial. I hope that you guys will enjoy this one, so let's get right into it. The first thing you'll need is all the supplies. So I have this list here written for you. I did use 2 different brands of yarn, so please take a look. I want to show you guys how to make the back panel. First, you're going to pick your background yarn color and make a loop. Place it on your crochet hook, and you're going to start to make 66 chains. Now, if you are not a size small to medium, I'll show you how to get your size. Make enough chains that fit shoulder to shoulder, but then also make sure that it fits on every area of the front of the body, okay? So I am going to now make my US double crochet stitch into my 66th chain. So I'm going to wrap that yarn around my hook and go under 2 loops like so. Then I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook again, pull that yarn forward, and then I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook and pull through 2 loops, and then I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook again and pull through those last 2. So now I'm going to make another US double crochet stitch into the next chain, and I'm going to continue making US double crochet stitches for this whole row. Really, this will be the main stitch that we use for this project as well, and then I'll show you guys the next steps. Once you have completed the full row, you're going to turn your work around and we're going to start to work on the next row. So looking on our graph that's in the PDF document, we're going to look from the left, so underneath this yellow flower. So we're going to make 2 double crochet stitches, but leave 2 loops on our hook. Then we're going to switch into our stem color, so the green. We're going to pull it through those 2 loops, and then with our new green color, we're going to make 1 double crochet stitch because that marks as the stem area here. But you're going to stop once you have 2 loops on your crochet hook because that's going to be the way that we're going to be able to change into our other color again. So then you pull through those 2 loops, and then we have to make 3 double crochet stitches in our beige color because that's what it looks like on the graph. So if you have worked with graphs before, you won't find this too tricky, but if you haven't, you just have to literally follow each square and change the colors accordingly. So now I've done my 3, I have to go and make another stem, so I have to make 1 double crochet stitch, but then again I have to stop once I reach the 2 loops so that I can switch back into my other color and make 3 double crochet stitches again. So I finished that row, and then I've turned my work around to the right front side, and now I'm working where I have to make 3 double crochet stitches in the green color. So just like my graph, I'm going to make 1 double crochet stitch in the beige color, and then I have the 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to switch back into my green color, and then I'm going to make 3 double crochet stitches with my green color. So that's basically how to do it. I'm just showing you how to do the changes with the double crochet stitch and then how to also follow the graph. So keep following and making your way all the way up until your panel is very long. This is what the inside of your work should be like when you're carrying the color, okay? So I have done 5 sections. So what that means by 5 sections is I have the tulip section, the heart section, the sun section, the love section, and then again the tulip section. So now my back panel is complete. Also feel free to tie in all the loose strings so you won't have to do so much work at the end. And I'm going to show you guys how to get your neck opening area. So what you're going to do is take your measuring tape and measure from the middle of one collarbone to the middle of the other collarbone, and then we're going to start working on the front panel. So with the front panel, you want to work exactly how we made the back panel, but stop once we hit the second last section, which is the love section. I'm going to fold my work in half so I know like where the middle of my panel is, and then I'm going to set my measuring tape in the center of my work. And then we're going to set stitch markers so we know where this 7-inch opening is. So I'm just going to place some yarn, tie it there, and then also make sure I do it for the other area so we know where the 7 inches starts and begins. Poke your crochet hook in the next stitch beside the stitch marker, and then you're going to place the background color on your hook. You're going to pull it through, and then you're going to chain up 1. Okay, then you're going to prepare to make US double crochet stitches in all of these stitches here. So you're going to make your way all the way to the end of the shoulder area because we have to make 1 more section in order for the front panel and the back panel to be the same height. So once I finish the first row, I'm just going to turn my work around and follow the tulip design. So we have to start making the stems, just like how when we first began the front panel and the back panel. So I'm going to go ahead and make all of my stems, and then I'm just going to continue making the tulips until all of my tulips are done, and then I have to repeat this on the other side. The only thing different with the right side is that we actually have to start from the corner and make our way into that second stitch marker. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys how to make the sleeves because we need to make 4. So we actually have to crochet along the sides of our front and our back panel to make these sleeves, but first let's get our measurement. So from the top of your shoulder to your underarm is how you're going to get your sleeve hole measurement. So once I have mine, which is 9 inches, I'm going to set it along the side of my front panel, and I'm just going to get a rough estimate of where it ends. And then I'm going to start from the top left corner of my work, and I'm going to wrap that yarn around my hook, pull it through, and chain up 1 like we always do. And then there's not any spots for me to put these double crochet stitches, but I'm just going to try to evenly spread them out on the side of my work, okay? So it should be looking something like this, not too wiggly and not too loose. So I'm going to now have to reference my upside down graph. This is also in the PDF document because we have to do the designs upside down, because when you wear it the correct way, you don't want everything to be upside down. So I'm going to keep going for 5 sections for my sleeve length, and then I will show you guys what to do for the other sleeve. So for the other sleeve, you have to start at the 9-inch mark and work your way up to the shoulder. That's how you're going to start crocheting it, okay? Then just keep going for 9 sleeves. Make your sleeves as long as you need to be. Again, mine only had to be 5 sections long. And just a reminder that the front panel has to have 2 sleeves and the back panel has to have 2 sleeves. Now let's start attaching these panels. So the first thing is that I placed my front panel that has 2 sleeves on the back panel that also has 2 sleeves. I'm going to turn both of the panels upside down so that the neck opening is facing towards me, and then I'm going to go to the wrist area at the bottom and poke my hook through the one panel and then through the sleeve, the second sleeve panel. I'm going to wrap the yarn color on my hook, and then I'm going to chain up 1 after I pull it through, okay? Then I'm going to go into both of the panels, wrap that yarn around, and then I'm going to pull it forward, and with 2 loops on my hook, I'm going to wrap that yarn around and pull through 2. So we're making basically US single crochet stitches along the bottom of the sleeve area and the sides. That's how we're going to attach both of the panels together. So yeah, I don't know why I did it this way, but I just wanted like the design to show on the sides, if that makes sense. So this is what your piece should be looking like. And then you also want to do that for the shoulder area. You want to start from the shoulder area like I am here and go all the way down to the wrist area. For the right side of your work, you want to start attaching from the bottom corner, make your way all the way up underneath the underarm area to the wrist area, and then you want to start attaching from the wrist area all the way inward to the shoulder area, okay? Now let's do the raw edges design. So for our raw edges design, we're just going to kind of pick an area that won't be seen so much, so underneath the sleeve area. We're going to place that yarn on our hook, and we're going to pull it through the panel just like we have been, and then we are going to chain up 1. We're going to start to make 3 US double crochet stitches into one spot. So we just moved over a stitch and we're going to make those stitches there. After that, we're going to make 4 US single crochet stitches right next to it, but just to spread out the design. Then we go back into making 4 US double crochet stitches into the same spot. It just makes a really nice little circly hump over our work to just neaten up those raw edges and give it a design. So now once you are 2 loops or 1 last stitch away from the end, go into the top of the beginning stitch, wrap that yarn around and pull through all of those loops, and now we have it all connected. I'm going to just chain up one and then cut that yarn off. So your raw edges should be looking similar to this. You want it on the bottom of the sleeve areas like we have just done here. You also want it at the bottom of the body of our work, so just find a good spot to start making those humps at the body of your work. And then you also want it for the neck area, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it for the neck area because I like starting at the back of my work in order to do this. Same thing as we have been doing, you're going to poke your crochet hook through the panel, wrap that yarn on your hook, pull it through, and then you're going to chain up one. And then you're going to start making the 3 double crochet stitches into the next spot and put them all in one spot. Then you're going to make the 4 US single crochet stitches and repeat. Then you will have a beautiful More Love sweater that I hope brings more love for you and for others around. Thank you.